Chicago just brought the closer back home. Khalil Mack returns to pair with Montez Sweat, and offensive coordinators around the NFC North are already rewriting protection plans. Tap subscribe and keep notifications on because third downs at Soldier Field are about to feel shorter edges set firmer on early downs. Pockets collapse on schedule, and that late-game strip sack threat is real again. Mack's power to speed, Sweat's length and motor, and a deeper rotation behind him mean fewer hero snaps and fresher legs in the fourth. This is the identity play Bears fans have been waiting for. Let's break down what this does. Not in theory, but in the small moments you'll recognize on TV. First series of the season. 2nd and 7. The opponent tries to set the edge and bounce outside. Mack locks out with inside hands, eyes on the ball, sheds at the right tick, and turns it into 3rd and long. Now the menu opens. On 3rd and 8, Sweat widens his track. Mack reduces a half step tighter. The interior runs a simple twist. And the quarterback feels the walls closing before the concept even finishes. Ball out early. Rally tackle, punt. Simple football. Repeat it until the stadium believes it. Aaron Glenn doesn't need to call more pressure to get more pressure. He needs trustworthy rushers who win on time so the disguise can do the rest. Mack gives you that. He still strings moves together with veteran rhythm, stab to long arm to rip, or upfield speed to inside counter when tackles overset. Pair with Sweat's long levers and first step bursts, Chicago can threaten from both sides without sacrificing structure. That matters for the guys on the back end. When the ball leaves a beat sooner, corners don't have to hold up forever. Safeties can play with depth and still fit the run. And linebackers get cleaner run-through lanes instead of traffic jams. You'll feel the impact on early downs, too. Chicago has spent too many snaps in 2nd and 9 because offenses found the edge or cut back into soft space. Mack's edge integrity chops that off. The run goes from a quiet 5 to a noisy 2. The headset breathes and the defense gets to call the game instead of survive it. It's the difference between a unit that hopes for a mistake and a unit that forces one. Want pictures you can keep in your head? Try these. Late in the second quarter, the opponent finally isolates there. Right tackle on Mack. He sets a tick too deep. Mack's long arm kills the base. The corner is gone, and the quarterback can't step into the throw. The ball floats, the underneath defender breaks, and a promising drive ends at the numbers. Fourth quarter, 1 score. Margin, crowd humming. Play action to slow the rush. Sprint out to the field to buy space. Mack flattens, takes away the angle, and pushes the quarterback back into help. Clock bleeds, field position flips, and the sideline's body language changes. That's what a closer does, Dot. This isn't just about sacks. It's about shortening plays. Every defensive back will tell you there is a world of difference between a route that develops for 3 seconds and one that lives for 2.5. Mack takes half a second out of the picture over and over, and that half second is where tip balls, underthrows, and bad choices come from. It is also where forced fumbles live. Mack's hands still find the ball when quarterbacks try to reset. Rotation matters as much as stars. By pairing Mack with Sweat and keeping the interior fresh, Chicago avoids asking anyone to be Superman. For 70 snaps, that means a fourth quarter rush that still has juice. It also means you can move pieces. Some series, he's a stand-up end over the tight end, daring them to block him with a solo. Other series, he's down in a 3-point, stands to attack inside half-men, or even reduce for a snap to punish a guard who hates quickness. Flexibility without chaos is the sweet spot, and veterans create it. The ripple effects will show up on the other side of the ball. Shorter fields make offenses fearless. When the defense hands Ben Johnson a drive starting near midfield, he doesn't need a miracle call. He can run on 2nd and 7, throw on schedule, and keep the whole playbook alive. That kind of complementary football is how cold Sunday afternoons turn into methodical wins instead of coin flips. Now, the division. Green Bay's tackles are long and patient. Mack's power to speed keeps them from settling into comfortable sets. Minnesota loves simulated pressure. A rush that wins with 4 punishes their risk because 5-man protections become math problems they can't hide. Detroit can maul inside. Ends who lock the edge and spill runs back to help blunt that identity. These aren't hypotheticals. They're the reasons the phone call was made and the locker. Room is buzzing. People will ask about age and snap counts. Fair. Veteran management is part of the plan. Practice with purpose. Pitch counts on short weeks. Ramp for games that decide. Seeding. The goal is not 70 lukewarm snaps. It's 40 high-impact snaps that tilt the down and distance ledger. Chicago can build that calendar because the room is deeper now, and roles are clear. Speaking of roles, the third down package is going to be fun. Imagine Sweat wide to the boundary threatening speed. Mac tight to the field showing power, a mugged linebacker teasing the A-gap, and a late stem from the interior to wreck slide rules. Nobody needs to come from the rafters. Bring 4, get 5-on-5, and win. On the next third down, flip it. Mac widens, the interior crosses face, Sweat spikes inside, and a free hitter appears without a single blitz. It's sustainable because it is rooted in fundamentals and timing, not gimmicks. There's a red zone chapter here too. Negative plays change everything near the goal line. A single tackle for loss on first, and goal takes 4 calls down to 3. A hurry on 2nd and 5 turns a near certainty into a stress down. Mac's edge control keeps quarterbacks from escaping the grass and turning broken plays into daggers. Force the ball out on schedule into tight windows, and you trade 7s for 3s. That is modern defense. Leadership without slogans is real. What veterans do in meeting rooms and walkthroughs shows up on Sunday. Rush plan on Tuesday, hand traps, mapped on the whiteboard. Wednesday, demand honest sets from the scout team tackle so bad habits don't creep in. Thursday, show a young end how to play the tight end's hands at the goal line. You won't see those on highlights, but you'll feel them when a late drive dies because a guard's feet stop exactly where Mac wanted. Caleb Williams will feel it. 2, even from the sideline. Fewer long fields, more extra possessions, a defense that hands him chances to close. Quarterbacks grow faster when they are not asked to play hero ball for 60 minutes. The sideline energy shifts when a strip sack sets up a 2-play touchdown. Drive. The stadium learns to expect the avalanche, not fear it. Let's also acknowledge the human part. Chicago loves defense that looks like Chicago. Tough edges, sure tackling, takeaways that feel like statements. Bringing back a proven closer. At a premium spot isn't nostalgia. It's alignment with the city's DNA. Fans recognize it on first watch. Opponents feel it by the second quarter dot. Now zoom out to season arcs. September is install, October is identity, November is attrition, December is truth. A veteran edge with a real rush plan helps you survive the first 2, control the third, and decide the fourth. Cold air, heavy breath, and 3rd and 8 in the wind are not problems for pass rush that travels. That's the point of this move. Possible concerns? Of course, no roster is perfect. If teams slide protections and chip relentlessly, Chicago will respond with gains inside, overload looks that force one-on-ones, and early down stops that make third down distances even longer. If opponents try to run right at Mac to wear him down, edge technique and rotation will answer. The counterpunch. List exists already. That's what happens when the staff trusts the pieces. So what changes for opponents week to week? Early down philosophy. Fewer tosses to the field because the edge won't give. More quick gain to avoid 5- and 7-step concepts that die in a shrinking pocket. More Macs protect that steals a receiver from the root. And when they commit to those answers, Chicago's offense eats the gifts. Light boxes for the run game, softer zones for the passing game, and a scoreboard that starts to tilt by the middle of the third. Training room and calendar management will be grown up. There will be weeks to ramp and weeks to maintain. There will be series where a fresh body finishes a drive, so the closer can finish the quarter. The product isn't one splash play. It's sustained pressure that changes how a game feels. If you want a number, here's one that matters: snap quality. That's the metric good teams chase. And adding a finisher on the edge increases it immediately. And yes, the locker room voice matters. Not speeches, but standards. Alignment on how to attack a particular tackle. Agreement on how to set up a move in the first quarter and cash it in the fourth. Confidence that if a teammate wins his rep, the rush will meet at the spot and the ball will not escape. That trust is visible when 4 rushers move like one dot by the time Thanksgiving rolls around. You'll have a reel of plays that all look the same. Third down, condensed pocket, hurry throw, defense jogging off the field, pointing to the sideline. Those are the scenes that build belief. They also win divisions. What should you watch for in the first press conference? Listen for talk about plan, not just emotion. Listen for notes about fit, snap counts, and communication with Sweat and the interior. Listen for respect for the division's offenses paired with quiet confidence about the tools now in-house. Veterans who play fast on Sunday sound calm on Wednesday. Expect that tone. If you're new to this channel, this is what we do. We take big moves and show you how they translate to the downs that decide games. If you value straight talk, hit like and subscribe, because every week we'll cut the tape and show the whys, not just the whats. And if you've been here from the start, you know the deal defense built on edges travels, and Chicago just doubled down on that truth. There's another effect you'll notice without needing slow motion. When the rush wins on time, the stadium starts to breathe with the defense. Third downs get louder earlier, tackles jump the count, and quarterbacks rush the hitch because they feel heat that hasn't arrived yet. That anticipation is a weapon. It stacks with winning code and turns routine snaps into stressful ones. That's how a defense shapes a game, even before the ball is snapped. It carries the road games. Steady series. Before we wrap, a note we always place at the very end, because you deserve clarity when it matters most. As of this moment, there is no official team announcement, no jersey photo, and no press release. This show runs a rumors and speculation window where we break down the hottest moves on the board and give you our honest read on fit and impact. This is that segment. Personally, I love this fit for Soldier Field in the win. It's practical. It travels, and it gives the offense shorter fields and calmer fourth quarters. If you disagree, tell me why in the comments and what you want diagram first edge technique against tight ends, third down rush games with Sweat, or how the coverage changes when the ball is forced out on schedule. Thanks for watching and bear down.